And welcome to another edition of the Weekly Rant. Today I'm joined by Baseballlover312 and TheChudude. How are you guys doing?
Hi.
Hi.
As always. So, this episode of the Weekly Rant is going to be very, very relaxed and laid back. Because I am doing this on literally zero sleep over the last couple of days. I'm actually doing this after being off for 24 hours. I've been off for 29 hours, something like that now. So don't expect anything out of me. Baseballlover just woke up and... you're perfect because it's an evening for you. You might be tired, but I don't know. You're always doing fine. But also, when we actually look at the cycling news there's been this last couple of days, haven't been that many. Like that, I mean, we're gonna discuss the Lombardia race coming up soon. But other than that race and the Iglinsky brothers, there's nothing else really to talk about. But I guess we'll get it going though. Lombardia, Baseballlover, what do you think?
They did change the route, did they not? They changed the route so that, you know, there's less climbing and then it's farther away from... It's a horrible idea. I don't see it affecting the race too much, but it might make it, like, in terms of winner, but it might make it less exciting, and I'm not really sure why anybody would do that. But it kind of looks like it has, or at least they're going to next year. And I remember hearing about this, and so, I don't know. But I don't think it'll affect who wins.
What do you think, Ju?
Yeah, it's been it's a really strange race because it's in a weird part of the year where everyone is pretty tired, and if it comes down to like who really wants it, and you know, past couple of years there has been some like sort of bad blood and guys wanting to win the world champs, they don't get it, and then they go on to win Lombardia like Rodriguez last year.
Yeah, and the
yeah,
year before
it
that
might happen. Yeah. And it might happen again this year. We might see someone like Valverde, who probably is going to be one of the favourites going in as well to win it. So I'm tipping Valverde. I'm pretty sure he's going.
He is.
Sure.
100% going. Because right now there is 17 points. This is all kudos to Cosmo Catalano for this sort. I believe he said 17 points when I watch his weekly show in bike, whatever
His
it's called.
weekly rant.
Yeah, I know what it's called. I don't remember what it's called on top of my head right now.
Weekend bike.
That's what it's called. And that he was discussing the fight between Alberto Contador and Alejandro Valverde for the top spot in the UCI World Tour rankings, and it's gonna come down to the Lombardia, to the Giro di Lombardia, and it's gonna come down to the Tour of Beijing. So funny enough, a race that nobody gives a crap about, a race that every year World Bulking dominates, is gonna come down to the determine who's going to be number one in the UCI rankings. That's actually kind of funny. But so, what do you think Contador's chances are at the Lombardia? Baseballlover.
I don't know. He's not a puncher to me. Honestly, I don't see him doing much. I think he'll always be around there, top 10. But honestly, this is a place for Valverde to really score big, because Valverde is a puncher, and Valverde can take points on Contador even if he just gains a few places. It's really hard for a guy like Contador to win a hilly classic. I mean, Contador, did he even do the Ardennes this year? No. So, no, I don't think that Contador stands a chance. I think he'll just be around it, somewhere in the second half of the top 10.
Now that I think about it, how did Valverde get up there actually in the UCI World Rankings? He hasn't done much, has he?
A lot of stage races.
Well, the stage races. The Ardennes, he was up there pretty much in every single race. Liège, he came second. La Flèche, he did well in, and Amstel came fourth as well. So,
really?
The Tour de France came fourth. Well, he got a podium as well. But also Contador, like, at Milano, was it Torino, that race? They interviewed him before the race. It's a similar race, and he said these one-day races aren't really my thing, and I just don't see him winning Lombardia. Also, Lombardia, just Mikel Quid cost his rainbow jersey. We'll see that. Which
that's gonna
nice
be legit. Omega Pharma Quickstep, they have the best rainbow jerseys. I was so close to buying Tony Martin's time trial from last year, because it's so legit, it's so beautiful with that kid. But funny enough, actually, I wasn't home, so I couldn't watch Milano Torino, but I watched the top 10, and I watched Katusha's Twitter, and it seemed like they had a really good day, because they got first, third, fifth, seventh, and 10th, or something like that. It was like Caruso won, and then Rodriguez was 3rd, Moreno was 5th, Shevchenko or something like that was 7th, and some no-name guy was 10th.
What if you know that Dan Martin was not in the race, so he could not challenge?
Maybe he's just saving energy for this second best world championship race out there in the world. See, actually, I remember last year it was actually quite fun to watch this race. I wonder if it's going to be the same this year, but the thing is that it's such a long race. And it's so painful to watch a one-day race that's over 200 kilometers because nobody dares to do anything until the end. They're just gonna wait. That's
pretty much the second half of the World Champs, really, and everyone's just bored of it.
What was your overall opinion of the World Championships, too?
Yeah, I mean, if I had to rate it out of 10, it probably gets like a 6. I mean, it wasn't the best. Nothing really happened to the last pretty much 10 or so K, so there wasn't much selection until the really end and until the last lap, and so you pretty much didn't miss much. Yeah, it wasn't entertaining.
No, I watched the World Championships, but I also have to agree with you. I felt like it was a big disappointment compared to last year. Last year we saw some real cleverness from Rudakosta's side to win this. Now it's just Kwiatkowski showing what he does best and just do it to perfection. And
it was that and the course as well. The course wasn't great.
No, that was okay, I
didn't
guess.
like the
It
course,
wasn't tough enough. It wasn't tough
Like
enough.
I said, what we need, Pyrenean World Championship, 5-time circuit of the Tourmalet. Why has this not happened?
Because you don't want to kill your riders. You want them to come back to next year as well.
But you want, I mean, we need a guy that deserves it to win. Well, I guess anybody who wins.
So the guy who dopes the most, go get it.
Yes,
like, you're just inviting doping if you're going to make the course like that.
Hey, yes.
They have toned down the Tour de France because of doping.
I encourage doping because then everybody will dope a lot, and we'll ban Team Sky anyway. So it'll be great. It would be great.
Speaking about doping, though, the two Iglinsky brothers both got caught. It was fun enough because we spoke about this last week with Valentin Iglinsky, where he's like, "Oh, I'm the only one who's doing it. My brother's clean." And then the week afterwards, Maxim Iglinsky gets caught. He was actually a pretty decent rider. He's won an Ardennes in the past, I believe he had.
Yeah, no.
Flèche,
why do you think he won that? He won I'm pretty sure he won Liège. No, that was Gasparotto.
No, I'm pretty sure he won La Flèche.
Let me look
I
it
don't
up.
think he's done anything.
Yeah, no, he won one because I remember in PCM he showed up as one of the names.
He definitely won one.
Yeah, he won one. But why are you finding that figure out?
He won Liège.
He won Liège. That's a big one of them.
Yeah.
Oh, crazy. But funny enough, like now they're doped. Astana has signed the MPEG whatever it's called. It's a bunch of letters which starts with an M. That says that if you're doped, you have to like withdraw from competitive racing until you get it figured out. And well, if you might have noticed, the Tour of Beijing is coming up pretty soon. So is the Lombardia, both World Tour races. They are forced to go there, but they can't go there. What do they do? What would you do, Chu, if you're in their situation?
I don't even know. Like Iglinsky, I'm sure they'd sack him straight away. Like I know the guy's like, what's his name? Who's the team manager? Yeah, he's surrounded with doping conspiracies and all that stuff in the past. I'm sure he doesn't want any more stuff like that. So he's probably going to give Iglinsky the sack, and that's part of cycling. That's what happens now, and it's pretty sad because he got caught for EPO. I mean, everyone
that's the dumbest shit
knows.
Ever.
Yeah. Like I was watching. I read the David Miller book, and he said that EPO. Someone told him that EPO turns you from a donkey to a racehorse, and if someone like Iglinsky, who's not winning, is taking EPO, that just makes me think, oh, what's the bigger name riders on? So that's pretty sad, but it is what it is. That's cycling for you guys. Just enjoy it.
Honestly, I didn't think that he was doping anymore. I thought that he doped for his win in Liège, but then he's kind of been obscure the last couple of seasons, so I wouldn't have thought that he would be on the stuff, but maybe he just lost it completely, and now he's not even going to be able to get to that point. I don't know. All I know is that Astana is never going to pull out of a World Tour race, especially a monument, and I mean, even if their code says so, they're gonna be hypocrites just because it's a monument, and they're not gonna do it. Now, on the other hand, they're not even sending Nibali, so who knows?
Yeah.
Who cares, really?
They'd probably be happy to pull out of Beijing anyway. Go that race.
Oh my god, imagine if Belkin was caught. Like, imagine if a rider for Belkin was caught and they had to pull out the Tour of Beijing. Their entire season would be ruined.
This is why
they base all their points about going to the Tour of Beijing. Well,
nobody's gonna miss it. Nobody's gonna miss it.
That's true, except for Belkin. Now they can't get all their points. Like in the past, Belkin would just bring Barry Marcus, Theo Bos, Moreno Hoffland, Stefan Markel, last boom, make a leader train, and then beat them. It's stupid. It was literally stupid. If you go back and watch last year's Tour of Beijing, I believe it was, they won 7 out of 8 stages. They got the green jersey, the yellow jersey, the white jersey, the team classification. They got everything. They came like 5th or 6th because of that race. That's how stupid it was. And
because nobody wants to bring their best guys who are already done for the season.
Yeah, they're already on vacation because it's off season. Who cares? I mean, if you're not first, you're not last. But being first in the UCI World Championship or the rankings doesn't really do much anyway. I mean, the money boost you get from winning these sort of things is slim to none. I think that's actually a problem. The money
you get more money, honestly, if you just went for a few intermediate sprints and during some random stage race.
It's way less work to get one. But anyway, why would people dope in a sport like this to win? But when you win, you don't really get any money. Like, it's not like they're rich. Like, the best of the best are rich. But guys like Iglinsky, they're not rich. Why are they doping? Well, they're not gonna get rich.
I think you're doping just to stay in the sport. Really, if you're not gonna dope, it's pretty hard to stay in the sport. If you see guys like Iglinsky, I mean, if you've guys like those, I mean, you train your whole life to get into the professional scene, and what are you going to do? Just find another job? That's what I think about it. But there obviously is some money involved, not as much as your mainstream, your American sports. So, but I still think there's a couple $100,000 a year for
there's definitely a money incentive, because why else would half of the World Tour be going to Team Sky next year? Like Koenig. Do you really see any reason for him to go to Sky besides the fact that he's going to be rich ass by next season?
That is such a shame that a talent like that is going to get wasted.
Well, you know what? At first I was like, you know what? I hate it. I hate that Sky do this. And then I think about it. I hate Koenig. I hate Roach. I hate Poles. Actually, I don't hate Roach. I don't like what he did, but I don't hate him. But I hate these guys because they decided to. They are the ones who were so obsessed with money that they threw away all of their talent, they threw away all of their individual goals so that they could be rich out of their asses. And that, to me, is the biggest problem here. It's them. They could easily not sign if they didn't want to.
Like, if you're not at Sky, you don't really make much. I saw Team NetApp's team bus. It was literally an auto camper, and it was parked next to the fucking Death Star, Sky's bus. I mean, I see why Koenig left.
Buses.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, a good example
I don't think
is
that, like Roach came
I
from
think.
Tinkoff. I mean, Tinkoff's rich too. Tinkoff buys everyone.
Not compared to Sky.
But the thing is that Tinkoff doesn't buy 50 liters. He buys, like, Tinkoff's going to go out and get everyone that he wants, but he's not going to go and get 5 guys who were second-tier leaders on other teams. Look at these guys that he's buying, like Sky's buying. They want second-tier leaders. They already have Richie Port. They already have Hey Now, and they already have. They have so many guys already. Cataldo's leaving. That's it. Nobody else is even leaving.
I think this is like a bit like Team Sky's a bit overrated this year. Really, their team hasn't been that strong. If you really look at it, what have they really done this year? Oh, nothing. They've at the tour their team was other than Froome, when Froome was gone, they had nothing really. Port was lackluster. Even they've lost good guys like Rant. Wiggins is not riding Grand Tours. Really, they need big climbers now. They really don't have anyone besides Froome and Port on the odd day. So I can see why they need they need the big riders now. They need
those 3 second-tier leaders, though. Like, they're not getting... Like, somebody said, isn't Movie Star just as strong? And I said, oh, excuse me. Movie Star is very strong, but if you look at their mountain train, these are domestiques. These are super domestiques who are very good at pushing the pace, but you can never see, freaking Andre Amador or Jose Herrada going to lead a World Tour team. They're not doing it. Now, a guy like Koenig, a guy like Roach, these are guys who lead a Vuelta for a team. These are guys who lead the World Tour stage races during the year. And yet, Sky are going to have them all just riding as mountain goats. It's not even the fact that they're not even as good or that they wouldn't have a place. But we know how Sky use it. We know how Sky do things. And, Tinkoff Saxo had a lot of guys too. But Roach and Rogers have been allowed to, go out there, be aggressive, and do what they want because that's the way Tinkoff rides. While we know how Sky ride. We know they'll get in a line, Roach, Koenig, and Poles will just detriment the entire peloton and then finish 50th. That's the way they roll. And nobody likes it. That's why we all started to hate them in 2012.
We still hate them today.
Yep.
I mean, before they were Sky, back when they were THC-Highroad, I was actually a huge fan of them.
You know that, okay, we've been over this. It's not the same.
It is the same to me!
It's not,
it's
though.
It's the same.
At all.
It's the same. It's the same. Bradley Wiggins was on there.
They're riding in the same
Cavendish
year.
was on.
Yeah, they rode in the same year twice.
No.
Wiggins came from Garmin.
No.
And Froome was never on Highroad.
Well, because he was on World.
No, but Froome was on Sky before Highroad disbanded.
No. You got it completely wrong.
Like 90% of them are on Sky.
This is my baseball lover rant. This is my baseball lover fanboyism, but it's towards THC-Highroad. I love that team. And it's never been Sky. It's now Sky. It feels like
it is not Sky, though.
How many of the riders on Sky have ridden on HTC-Highroad before, though?
That's just because HTC-Highroad disbanded and they needed places to go and there was all British riders.
That's what I'm saying.
And Team Sky came with a big budget.
Yeah, Team Sky could afford to get a disbanded team while who took their place in the World Tour? Was it FDJ that came back? Or was it
were they out?
FDJ, I feel like they
Must
no,
be
they weren't. It was one of those French teams that came back from the Pro Conti. They couldn't afford to take up a bunch of HTC riders and it didn't fit their team identity. But a bunch of Anglo riders, a bunch of English-speaking riders from HTC-Highroad because it was an American team with British identity. They were all Americans and Brits, so of course Sky's going to take them up because they speak English. That's all. I mean, Sky had already been around for 2 seasons. I mean, how could it be the same team?
I'm never wrong. Just kidding. I can have my rants. I can have my wishes, but I guess.
Put down in the comments, do you believe Sky is Highroad?
Hashtag support failure. This has gone too far. It's gone way too far, but I see what you mean. But in all honesty, THC-Highroad was a great team. I read an article by Cycling Tips the other day on how great they actually were. Where Wiggins actually rode for them 1 year, and they had Cavendish, they had Renshaw, they had Bert Grabsch, they had Tony Martin, they had Linus Gerdeman. Their lead-out train was... They had everybody.
They also had TJ Van Garderen, who... If they didn't disband, TJ Van Garderen would have gotten 5th in the Tour for HTC.
Yeah, but they also had Andre Greipel, they had Ciolek, they had everybody.
Oh, they had Bosenhagen.
Yeah.
Who else did they have? They had...
Adam Hansen, Greg Henderson.
Yeah.
Michael Rogers.
This is the dream team.
Vicente Reyes.
If you wanted a sprint team, this is exactly the thing that you would see in your dreams at night. Yeah.
This sounds like a career mode team after 5 years of playing, where you got all the riders you want on your team. Like you got Bradley Wiggins for the mountains with TJ. You've got Eva Bustenhagens for the classics.
Bradley Wiggins was never on HTC.
He was 1 year. Honest to God.
2008. He was at Team Columbia, not HTC.
Well, it's the same thing. For me,
okay,
like
2008, but okay.
He was at that squad. He was at that squad.
Well,
1 year. It was at that. That was back when people actually liked him.
They were going for Kim Kirchen then. That's because Wiggins wasn't even a climber then.
It's like Froome. That's good times. That was really. Do you guys still remember Kim Kirchen, all those guys when they were going
Bernard
up?
Cole.
Oh, that was good. Also, what's his name?
Rebel Lynn. The guys that got suspended for doping.
Yeah, Mauricio Soler. You remember him? The 1 year he took the polka dot and got dropped?
Yeah, but he died in an accident at
Talking
Swiss.
Bernard
Yeah.
Cole.
Where he was like
owns a
permanently paralyzed.
Bernard Cole owns a bike shop now, and he has a frame of his like syringe or some shit at his bike shop. He has a frame of it, like this is framed up.
See,
A syringe of EPO.
Why can't Ricardo Rico just move on and do this?
He should have his own museum of just like different drugs he used in the past.
I would pay to go there. I would like,
This is the
organize
first
a road
time I
trip and
used
go there.
EPO.
It's my first ever blood bag.
This was my blood bag from the tour.
Well, Bernard Cole was very open about it. He's like, I did this, it was a stupid mistake. Didn't he also rat out about other people in the peloton? I'm pretty sure he did that.
Yeah.
Like, he openly went on TV and said things like that. He was, I don't know if, is that a cool thing to do or a douchebag thing to do?
He was like Tyler Hamilton, but a little less douchebag.
Oh, Tyler Hamilton was a dick. I remember him, like, I don't know if it's lies he said about Bjarne Riis, but it was some very absurd things he said about Bjarne Riis. Something you'd say if you're like a 10-year-old kid that just got your candy stolen by your best friend and you like go out and tell lies about him. That was Tyler Hamilton when he first came out. That was annoying.
It was pretty bad.
Sometimes I wonder why we even like this sport. This sport just...
I don't know why I like it, but all I know is I'm gonna miss it for the next 3 months.
Oh yeah, we're going into
It
all
seems
season.
like just yesterday we started the weekly rant of the People's Choice Classic.
What a horrible Herald's on tour, the Tour Down Under, the
great
TheChudude races. Aren't you gonna go to the Herald's on tour?
I was going to, but I was busy. But I'm going to go to the Cadell Evans race. That's on my wish list.
Oh yeah, did you know
It's
the Great
happening.
Ocean Classic is now called the Cadell Evans Great Ocean Classic?
There it is, yeah.
It's-
I'm going to that.
it's
What?
stupid.
What?
Why are you also
Still riding.
Why are they dedicating a race to him while he's still riding? I know it's because they just want him to. They want him to win his own race so he can be the record books.
Yeah,
that
it's gonna
Cadel Evans won the
be
Cadel
rigged.
Evans.
It's gonna be rigged.
Yeah. I mean,
No.
yeah, it's gonna be 100% rigged.
Well, I don't know. It's going to be his last race, so it could be.
I think Terusa will be pretty damn pissed if that happens because he didn't get to win on his own
Push
ground.
off, and his best his like last big hurrah. I mean, he did a couple of other continental races. Was in Norway, and
Yeah.
he put in like a big attack, and like he should have won. Christoph would just dick. Oh my God, Christoph, you
Well,
suck. Nobody likes
that's
you.
what happened to Jens Voigt
Every
at
Norwegian
America.
hates Christoph now.
Yeah, it happened twice in a week. That was kind of funny. How like two guys who are legends who are retiring just get beaten on the most like harsh way ever. It's like you're so close to one last big milestone in your career, like one big last happy ending.
If you think
But
about
no.
it, though, it really sums up Pushoff's career, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because he would go after Roubaix like 10 years in a row, and he would always finish on the podium. Cancellara, Bonin, one of them would always be better than him. Sometimes, not both of them are better than him, just one, and he'd always lose it. And so he had a successful career. He got green jerseys. He got a lot of stage
Yellow.
victories.
Yellow.
Yellow.
Yeah.
Got yellow for a while, but he never
He lost
got
me
his
money.
one big goal. He always fell short. That's sad.
He lost me money. The year where he won the prologue and got the yellow jersey, I bet on him to win the next stage.
Oh yeah, I remember
For some
this.
reason, he lit out Tyler Farrar and Tyler
And
Farrar
for-
won the stage.
Well, Farrar did win. So
Terusa was better.
Khrushchev. He also won the rainbow jersey, 2010.
No,
Oh, yeah.
that's unfair.
Australia.
That's so dumb though. Cause guess who got second in that sprint?
Rochelle.
Exactly. He beat Brichelle by a tiny frame.
But can you imagine history if Matty Burchell was a world champion? Oh my God.
He beats Guy.
The problem with world champions is that it's not a one-time thing. Like for a whole year, you're the world champion, and so it'd be very strange if Burchell was world champion. Yeah, he'd probably be at Sky right now.
Yeah.
Winning like every classic ever.
No, he'd be in the train. He'd just be in the Sky
No,
train.
he'd go to Sky and he'd just turn himself into a
He'd do-
GC rider.
No, he'd turn himself
no.
into what Edvard Bosenhagen
He'd
is
do a
right
Gary
now.
Thomas. He'd say, "There's 50 World Tour teams after me that want me for their GC leader."
Yeah.
Yep. No,
much
there
of a
isn't.
show.
No, there isn't, Gary. Go back home. You're drunk.
Well, I gotta say, every single rider in Sky right now seems to be some sort of up-and-coming GC talent. Like Jonathan Tiernan-Locke, Geraint Thomas also is like people are saying like this guy could win the World Tour.
Yeah, but he's already like in his late 20s.
Yeah, but people are saying that just give him another year and he'll win.
Just give him another year of development. No, it's not development. He's gonna randomly start.
I don't know. Just have him with Froome, have him with Wiggins. Like, it was pretty late before Froome turned to the dark side.
He was like 26.
That's really late, going from time trial to being the best mountain rider in the entire peloton.
He went from a decent time trialist with no climbing, who finished in the gruppetto, in about a month, to world beater, and he was almost 27.
How funny is it that we all cheered for him back when he was like beating Wiggins at his own game?
Because he was on the same team as Wiggins, and also because he was facing Kobo, who we knew was doping. So it was like that Vuelta was just not good. Dan Martin won his stage, but it was not good.
That was dumb. It was dumb. Chew, which rider do you hate the most, Chew? If you have to say one rider that you just hate the most in the entire peloton.
It used to be Wiggins. Now Wiggins is like one of my favorite riders.
What?
Yeah.
He's done.
You don't hear that much more anymore. You don't hear that.
He's like one of my favorite riders right now.
Jeez.
Why? Because he's a douchebag?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
like his personality.
Because he's Juan Jose Cobo version 2.
Still a freaking doper ass nigger who...
Yeah, exactly. We all know he's going to get caught one day.
Yeah, one day he won't have the 2012 tour. And then you say, well, Froome will not get it. And then it'll be Nibali. But Nibali's caught, and guess who has won the 2012 Tour de France? Van den Broek. Van den Broek is my rightful 2012 Tour de France winner.
Congratulations, Van den Broek. Well, Chew, you still didn't answer. Who do you hate the most?
I just hate British guys, the young British riders,
What?
up and coming, the Ken the Luke Rose.
Oh, we asked for a rider, not a racist agenda. Sorry.
So, which one do you hate the most? I mean, young
Luke
black
Rose,
guys.
Peter Kenya, all those guys, all the up and coming Team Sky riders, those young ones. Whereas like Wiggins, yeah, he's alright. Froome, he's not too bad. Yeah.
What?
Okay. He's not
Chew,
bad,
it was nice
right?
knowing you.
I'm
your
just a
last
mutual.
weekly red appearance ever.
Yeah, there's a reason we kept you on featuring the entire time.
Well,
So
no,
now
actually, no, he
he's-
broke it. Last week, I put instead of featuring, I put an and TheChudude.
Nope,
so he actually
well,
broke the fourth wall. Now he's actually in the
think-
show.
Nope, you're going back to featuring. You're now a guest star again. We can't have this in our.
I'm gonna call it the weekly rant feature with Baseballlover312 featuring TheChudude and TheChudude.
What if somebody says now? What if somebody says now? Wow, guys, I'm actually with the media, and now your radical views on Chris Froome are making us shun your rant in our weekly review of a cycling podcast. And then, but we can just say, if you're featuring, we can say, oh, he's just a guest star. He's just a guest star. We can't. Our views aren't affected. by it.
Yeah.
So that's what we should do, because
We're
obviously,
covering our ass.
yeah, I mean, I don't want to be associated with an act that says Chris Froome is all right.
We should buy a pin for TheChudude. I love Chris Froome. See see how much time it's gonna take before he gets beaten up. But
No, Chris Froome, he's a nice bloke.
Oh, TheChudude. So, baseball love, on to you. Who do you hate the most in the peloton?
Chris Froome.
Chris Froome?
I also hate every Skyrider.
The guy who I hate the most is Buhani. I forgot Buhani.
What?
No.
Buhani is the biggest stick.
I don't
Oh
like
god.
No.
If there's a guy who I hate, it's Buhani.
I hate all Team Skyriders. I do not like Buhani. I do not like a lot of people, and I'm actually, if you give me 1 sec, the PCM Daily least favorite rider contest, I put a list for that, so I actually have a few.
Find that. Oh, I will take over when you find that. So, my most hated guy in the peloton is not a rider. It's a cameraman, an editor, a guy associated with a team. His name is Dan Jones. He is the guy who does the backstage pass for grievances. He's a complete douchebag. I hate him to the end of the earth. May I wish him the worst time ever. I watch him because he steals our freaking footage without giving us credit. And when I ask for credit, he's like, no, you're nobody. But if we're nobody, how come like Newsplat and what are they called? Wheeler Flits and all these other news pages are following us using our videos? We're not a nobody. Dan Jones, treat us with respect. You're literally stealing our videos. I mean, I know we're not not much better, but you're supposed to be the bigger man in the room, and not to be a child. I mean, come on, you bald guy.
Here's the thread. Let's take a look at who I put as my top 10. This is also a month ago, so it might have changed a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Scroll down to mine.
Send me a link so I can show it. Send me a link so I can show it on the screen.
Chris Froome. Chris Froome is my least favorite rider. This is where my least favorite comes in. He sucks. Then Wiggins. I also hate him. He's also a douche. Then Richie Porte. I also hate him. Alberto. I put Alberto here because I don't know. I don't know why I put him here. I don't like him. Then Cavendish. Dick. Cavendish is just a dick. No. Then I hate Peter Sagan. He's also the biggest douchebag in cycling.
He didn't even autograph.
Frandy Schleck. No. Really, it's just one guy anyway. So, then Michael Kwiatkowski. I don't like him. I don't know why. I don't know why I dislike him so much. I just don't like him. And I guess it's nothing. Well, it is very personal against him. I really have no reason for disliking him. I just don't like to see him do well. Then Gilbert. Why Gilbert? I mean, he's actually got a decent personality. I don't know why I hate Gilbert. Probably just because he was dominating so much and he was like, I didn't like it because I wanted Dan Martin to win. Then, 10th and final, Mads Kagestad, and that's it.
On that note, guys, thank you guys for watching. Come back next week when we do exactly nothing. Because next week, the cycling season is over. Or not. Maybe it is. Come back next week to see if it is.